When the paparazzi aren't enough, some celebrities have turned to exotic pets for attention. Forget about the usual dogs and cats. We're diving into the weird and wacky world of famous people and their unusual animal companions. Did you know that Michael Jackson had a pet monkey named Bubbles? Bubbles had a pretty interesting life. He traveled with Michael on tour and even went to the Grammy Awards one time. As Bubbles got older, though, he started acting more like a wild animal and less like a pet, so Michael had to find him a new home where he could live with other chimps. But that's nothing. Wait till you see what's coming up next. Lucius Licinius Murena was a wealthy Roman aristocrat who lived during the 1st century BCE, back when people used to wear togas and fight in gladiator battles. He was known for his extravagant lifestyle and his love for exotic pets, including bloodthirsty eels. According to ancient historians, he kept a pond filled with eels in his garden, and he would throw live slaves into the pond to be devoured by the eels as a form of entertainment for his guests. Can you imagine being fed to a bunch of bloodthirsty eels? Nero was an emperor in ancient Rome a long time ago. He was known for doing some pretty strange things, like playing music while the city was on fire. But one of the weirdest things he did was have a pet tigress named Phoebe. Nero loved Phoebe very much and would take her with him when he traveled around. If you were an emperor, would you have a pet tigress? Elephants were considered exotic and rare animals in Europe during the medieval period. So when Pope Leo the Yanks received an elephant as a gift from the King of Portugal in 1514, it caused quite a stir. The elephant's name was Hanno, and he quickly became the talk of the town. The elephant was housed in a special enclosure in the Vatican Gardens, and he reportedly enjoyed a life of luxury. He required a massive amount of food each day, up to 100 pounds of hay and 30 gallons of wine. Tycho Brahe was a famous astronomer who lived in Denmark in the 16th century. He was known for his groundbreaking work in the field of astronomy, but he was also known for something a little more unusual: his pet moose, named Rudolph. Apparently, he found the moose as a calf and decided to take it in as a pet. He reportedly stood at over 7 feet tall and weighed around 1,000 pounds. He also trained Rudolph to walk upstairs and drink from a cup, which must have been quite a sight to see. Our next celebrity pet is even more strange. Napoleon Bonaparte was a famous French general and emperor who lived in the late 18th and early 19th centuries. He was known for his military conquests and his larger-than-life personality. But one of his lesser-known quirks was his fondness for exotic animals, including a pet orangutan named Nana. Napoleon even had a special room built for him at the palace in Fontainebleau. Nana was reportedly very intelligent and had a mischievous personality. He would often steal food from the kitchen and climb up the curtains in the palace. Lord Byron, a famous poet and writer from England in the 19th century, was known for his eccentricities, including his fondness for exotic animals. One of his more unusual pets was a bear named Bruin. Byron rescued Bruin from a group of soldiers who had killed his mother, and he decided to keep him as a pet. Byron would walk him around on a chain, much to the amusement of his friends. Can you imagine having a bear as a pet? Alan Hoover, the son of U.S. President Herbert Hoover, was quite the animal lover. He had a menagerie of pets, including 2 pet alligators named Bill and Tom. He used to take Bill and Tom for walks on leashes around the White House gardens. Bill and Tom weren't the only unusual pets in the Hoover household. Alan also had a pet snake, a pet raccoon, and a pet owl named Mr. Whiskers. If you think that's strange, keep watching. It gets better. In 2009, Kim Kardashian briefly owned a chimpanzee named Susie. But in these clips, you can see who really took care of it: her mom. After just a few weeks, she realized her mistake and donated Susie to an animal sanctuary. Benjamin Harrison, the 23rd President of the United States, owned 2 pet opossums named Mr. Reciprocity and Mr. Protection. They were gifted to Harrison by a supporter who wanted to thank him for his work on a tariff bill, which included a provision on reciprocity, hence the name Mr. Reciprocity. Harrison would often carry them around in his pocket. They even had their own special cage in the White House, complete with a wheel for exercise and a lamp for warmth. Audrey Hepburn, the famous actress and humanitarian, had a very unique and adorable pet, a fawn named Pippin. Hepburn found Pippin in the forest while filming the movie Green Mansions in 1959. Pippin quickly became a beloved member of Hepburn's family, and the two were often seen together in public. In fact, Hepburn even brought Pippin with her to the set of her movies and photo shoots, where the fawn became a bit of a celebrity in her own right. Can you imagine having Bambi as a pet? Salvador Dali, the famous Spanish surrealist artist, had a pet ocelot named Babu. Babu was a wildcat species native to Central and South America, and Dali had acquired him during a trip to New York City in the 1960s. Dali often brought him to restaurants and cafes. If you think having a dangerous ocelot as a pet is weird, check out our next celebrity. Tippi Hedren, an American actress and animal rights activist, loved big cats and had two pet lions named Neil and Melanie. Hedren fell in love with big cats while filming the movie Roar in the 1970s. After filming was complete, she decided to take two of the lions, Neil and Melanie, home with her as pets. Hedren even started a sanctuary for big cats in California called Shambhala, which is still in operation today. You probably knew pet lions would be on this list, but I promise you'll never believe the type of pet our next celebrity has. Ice-T, a famous American rapper and actor, is known for his love of unique pets, including a pet shark named Ocean. Ice-T first got interested in sharks while filming a TV show about shark conservation, and he decided to take home a bamboo shark as a pet. Over time, he added more sharks to his collection, eventually building a custom tank in his home to accommodate them all. Would you have a shark as a pet? Let us know in the comments below. Tracy Morgan has a pet octopus named Boyadette and keeps it in a large tank in his home. Tracy has mentioned in interviews that he loved spending time with Boyadette and would often talk to her, saying that she was like a member of his family. He even referred to her as his daughter. Okay, that's kinda weird. In the 1990s, Iron Mike Tyson famously owned a Bengal tiger named Kenya. You know, back when he was making major bank. Anyway, he bought this tiger cub for around $60,000 and kept her as a pet for several years. As Kenya got older and larger, he eventually had to give her up because he couldn't take care of her properly, and probably because he was broke. Leonardo DiCaprio has owned several pets over the years, but his most unique exotic pet was an African spurred tortoise named Jack. African spurred tortoises, like Jack, are known for their large size and longevity. They can live up to 80 years or more and grow to be several feet in length. Imagine that. Leo's tortoise will still be around when he's 70 and still dating 20-year-olds. Kirstie Alley, known for her roles in Cheers and Look Who's Talking, is also known for her love of exotic pets. One of her most unique pets was a group of lemurs, which are small, furry primates that are native to Madagascar. Now you might be thinking, why on earth would someone want to keep lemurs as pets? Well, it turns out that lemurs are incredibly fascinating animals with their big, bright eyes and long, bushy tails. Plus, they're super playful and mischievous, which makes them a lot of fun to be around. I could see myself with a lemur as a pet. How about you? Nicolas Cage needs no introduction. He's only starred in a gazillion movies. But what you might not know is he owned a pair of albino cobras. Cage reportedly purchased the cobras in 2007 for a whopping $270,000 at an auction in Los Angeles. In 2009, one of the cobras escaped from its enclosure, causing a panic in the neighborhood. The snake was eventually found and returned safely to Cage. He eventually decided to part ways with them in 2012. He auctioned off the pair of snakes, along with several other exotic pets, as part of a larger auction of his personal property. If you think having a pair of cobras as pets is weird, wait till you see our next celebrity. Salma Hayek's owl. Salma Hayek is also known for her love of animals, and one of her most notable pets is an owl. Hayek reportedly first encountered the owl on the set of the movie Frida, in which she played the Mexican painter Frida Kahlo. The owl was used in a scene in which Kahlo is depicted holding an owl, and Hayek was immediately drawn to the bird. After filming was completed, Hayek decided to adopt the owl and bring it home as her pet. She named the owl Caring, which means little stone in the indigenous Mexican language of Huichol. The famous American rapper best known for Ice Ice Baby was also known for his love of exotic pets, including a wallaroo named Bucky. Wallaroos are similar in appearance to kangaroos but are smaller in size. Bucky was given to him as a gift from a friend in the early 2000s. In 2017, Bucky escaped from Ice's house and was later found by a neighbor. Her most famous pet was a kinkajou named Baby Love. A kinkajou is a small mammal that is native to Central and South America. Hilton reportedly acquired Baby Love in 2005 and brought her to red carpet events, and even to the set of The Simple Life, a reality television show that she starred in with Nicole Richie. However, in 2006, Baby Love reportedly bit Paris Hilton, causing her to seek medical attention. I mean, can you really blame the lil creature? Best known as the former lead guitarist of the rock band Guns N' Roses. He's also known for his love of snakes. Slash's interest in snakes began when he was a child growing up in England. He would often catch and study snakes in the countryside near his home. As an adult, he continued to keep snakes as pets and has owned several different species, including ball pythons, Burmese pythons, and boa constrictors. No thanks. I'll stick to puppies and kittens, thank you. Known for her roles in the Twilight series and Charlie's Angels, is obsessed with wolf hybrids. Wolf hybrids are a cross between a wolf and a domestic dog. Stewart first became interested in wolf hybrids after filming the movie Into the Wild, in which she worked with a wolf hybrid on set. She later adopted her first wolf hybrid, named Jack, and has since owned several others. Wait till you see what our next celebrity on the list had as a pet. Otherwise known as the King of Rock and Roll, he famously owned a pet chimpanzee named Scatter. Scatter was given to Presley in the early 1960s by the Memphis Zoo. Scatter was often seen accompanying the singer on tours and public appearances. However, in 1968, Scatter reportedly bit a woman at one of Presley's parties. Shortly after, Presley decided to give Scatter to a zoo in California. It was probably for the best. You probably remember Reese Witherspoon from her roles in popular movies such as Legally Blonde, Walk the Line, and Wild. But did you know she had a pair of miniature donkeys named Honky and Tonky? We all know Miley Cyrus from her hits like Wrecking Ball and Party in the USA, and her roles in movies and TV shows like Hannah Montana and Black Mirror. But she also has several pets, including a group of pet pigs. Cyrus adopted her first pig, a teacup pig named Bubba Sue, in 2014. She fell in love with Bubba Sue and continued to adopt more pigs, including Pig Pig, who was rescued from the 2018 California wildfires. Keep watching because you won't believe who's up next. The founder of Playboy magazine was known for his lavish lifestyle and love of exotic animals, including his pet llama. Hefner's llama was named Gatsby and lived on the grounds of the Playboy Mansion. Hefner bought Gatsby in the 1970s and was often seen walking him around the property or lounging with him by the pool. What a lucky llama! His pet raccoon Bandit was not only a beloved companion, but also became an iconic symbol of Aerosmith's 1983 Rock in a Hard Place tour. Bandit was often seen on stage rocking it out beside Tyler. Tyler once told a story about Bandit's antics on tour, saying that he had escaped from his cage and wandered into the women's restroom, where he was found by a fan. The fan brought Bandit back to Tyler, and the raccoon was returned to his cage unharmed. I guess you can say the Biebs followed in the steps of Michael Jackson because he too decided to get a pet monkey. Mally was a cute little capuchin monkey from Germany. Justin took Mally on tour with him and they traveled all over the world together. But here's where things get a little crazy. When Justin tried to bring Mally into the country for a concert in Germany, customs officials seized the monkey because Justin didn't have the proper paperwork. Can you imagine having your pet taken away at the airport? Anyway, that's all we have today. Be sure to keep watching more amazing animal videos.